Choosing your class in the beginning doesn't really matter that much, and here's why. You can see in the bottom here, I'm my mind mage, but I'm actually using green colors right now. So that was just to show you, but also another reason why it doesn't matter is eventually you'll be able to unlock them anyways. They do cost a lot, but later on as you get down further and further, you'll probably get this easier and easier. So I'm gonna switch back here to my loadout, and I'm actually gonna go to the main menu because there are actually two things that do matter when you choose your class. So I'm gonna go here, and these are the 5 starting classes. There's GEOMANCER, the BEASTCALLER, the SANCTIFIER, the Mind Mage, and the NECROMANCER. So all of these will have their each basic attack, uh, primary ability, utility skill, and ultimate. Now I can't really show you the ultimate here. Uh, you've probably seen me use the Mind Mage's ultimate in some of my other videos, or the BEASTCALLER's ultimate I know is the tornado spin. But what's important right now is for you to basically focus on these 3 things because these are going to be your main playstyle. So what I have here is basically what I think each of the roles most of these classes will play. The first being the Geomancer is going to be your red melee DPS. Um, you're going to be up in personal. You're going to punch people. The primary ability is like an AoE close range splash damage. And then the utility skills will leap to close in those gaps. So this is definitely your melee DPS. If you want a PvP, it's probably the class you want to pick. Next is the BEASTCALLER, which is probably going to be your melee tank. So once again, unlike the GEOMANCER, this is also close range. You have a big axe, you're going to be doing some AoE swings. The primary ability is you throw that axe, if you saw that. And then the utility skill is you have this little companion that will be summoned with you. And then if you push your utility, you'll heal yourself. So you'll get some extra tankiness there. The Sanctifier is going to be your ranged support. You got some small damage DPS here, and then you can also heal yourself and other creatures. You also create an angel. Your Mind Mage is going to be your another range support. So he's got just this little basic attack right here, but he can also taunt people with his utility skills, and then his secondary sorcery will confuse people that aren't actually killed and then stun them. Next is the Necromancer. This is going to be like probably a better summoner. He's like a summoner damage dealer mid-range hybrid. So you can see he has this like cleave pendulum thing that he attacks with. And then his secondary sorcery is he'll summon skeletons to fight and they'll do damage. And then his utility skill is you can sacrifice your skeletons to do damage to nearby enemies. So the second important thing about choosing your class is you'll get some spells that I haven't gotten for some of the classes yet. Like my Mind Mage, I know there's some spells that you'll get starting off that I haven't gotten for my Mind Mage yet, so it's just easier collecting those starting spells. But I'm gonna go back into my actual character now, and this is where the really important stuff happens, and that is choosing your actual colors of your decks you want to play. So In the beginning, you only have your first color, but just very quickly into the game, you'll be able to unlock the ability to get 2 colors. And so you can see you have all these cards to choose from. And remember that you don't have to have the same color as your class at all. And basically each of these classes have, or each of these colors generally have an archetype that they'll play, or a few different archetypes they'll play. For instance, if you want to play a summoner class that's focused around creatures, green or black are probably your best bets. Black focuses on sacrificing other creatures, they have zombies, skeletons. Green focuses on summoning a lot of creatures and buffing them up. So you have stuff like Giant Growth, Mighty Bellows, and this. Basically, green and black are going to be your summoners. For healers, that's going to be white and green. So, Nourish is one of the spells, Refreshing Glade. For white, it'll be Healing Recall, and Aura Salvation. There's probably some other ones that I don't even have. For controllers, if you want to control the battlefield, do debuffs on your enemies, those are going to be blue and white. So right here you can see Divine Wrath, going to be your stuns. This is going to taunt. This is also a stun. For blue you got Sleep. You have Chronosphere. You can taunt with your utility skill. You're going to move people around with Tornado. For damaging spellcasters, if you want to just do a bunch of damage with sorceries, that's going to be your black and your red. So Lightning Strike, Shock, Magma Burst, Leech Outbreak, Infest, Butcher, Vicious Hunger, Impale, all of these are going to do straight up a lot of damage. For utility like card draw, there's also blue. Probably one of the only few ones that will do that regularly, at least so far that I've found. You have Muse Drake's going to replace itself, so when wins, it's going to shuffle your deck. Consecrate's going to draw you more cards. Melee and damage is probably just going to be red again. You have something like Molten Shell to protect you while you're doing up close damage. And then as the game gets further and further, you'll probably see more things push up, like Goblin War Chief, which will give your goblins, so if you're playing a goblin deck, for instance, greater swiftness as well as other creatures, your +1/+0. So, or the werewolf shaman, which does extra effects if you have werewolves or wolves. I know Sapperlings is another big tribal card that will usually have something, as is elves. So, and zombies and skeletons too. So be open. Any of these classes, any of these colors will be good for PvE. I still think PvP Assassin, or not Assassin, Geomancer, and actually maybe the Dimir Assassin here. I haven't played him, so I don't know. Will probably be the best for PvP, just in terms of playstyle wise, getting up close, being able to do some burst damage. So that's what you want there. The important thing to note is they're all good for PvE. Play what you want. And for classes, focus on the playstyle, not the color, because you'll be able to do that later. That's all for now. If you liked this video, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.